right? Time is a problem. Changing business scenario, what is make in India, and manufacturing challenges on the road ahead, key challenges faced by MSME. We must understand this. Make in India cannot happen by few companies, right? There are more 4 crores of companies which are going to participate otherwise. It's only a simple imagination. And how do we approach? I think I need not tell you this August Guardians that it is globalization, it is digital governance, it is accelerated consumption, urbanization, and changing lifestyles are things that are happening. Whether you like it or not, you cannot avoid it. In fact, I was telling yesterday one example which is true. To yesterday's paper, you saw 250 rupees cell phone is available. Lucas TVS, before I retired, about 4 years ago, I started a course at Sastra Engineering at Tanjavur, MTech, because Jagan was saying, like, all of us feel manufacturing has not given the right place. So we started a 5-year course, because today it's 4 years. Everybody wants fast degrees, join on a Monday and finish it on a Friday and get the job on next Monday. That's why one wants to do like fast food, that won't work. So we did a 5-year course, so I went there to inaugurate. On the way from Tanjavur, I saw in the paddy field a chap, an old gentleman wearing about 75 years, wearing half dhoti, that is what towel around him, nothing, herding cattle with a stick on. And on this side he was having a cell phone. So that I was intrigued. So I stopped my car, I went and asked him in Tamil, right? Enna pandringa cell phone vechirukingala. He asked me, you belong to which place? I said, Chennai, Tanjavur is my district. He told me, you don't know the world. The reason is a cell phone, because you asked this question. I said, still I want to know. He said, if I don't have this, nobody respects me in my village. Right? He has no chappals, nothing. Then I asked him, whom will you speak to? Sir, that is, he has only got the shape of a cell phone. Every 2 hours he keeps it and then puts it down. So we are driven like this. So you can't just escape ourselves from what's happening around us, taking, I will be only in India, I'll be only in Tamil Nadu, right? I'll get everything. Impossible, right? Like language, you need 3 languages. There's no way you can get away from that mother tongue. Hindi is a national language, English is international. You can't just survive. Let's all understand this. Like Jagan says, you must be professional. We can't be guided by politicians. We have to be guided by what is good for this country, right? This is what is important. So that's what is changing lifestyle is happening. And what is this happening? 3 key drivers in business. Today, the individual people putting money is gone. It's all bankers. Like, concentration of market power, large pension and mutual fund. They are investing in industries, globalization, technology. And that is again taken to increase the pace of change, complex business transactions, shorter product life cycles, quicker, all these things these are all happening today. So the way of doing business is totally different today than it used to be. When I joined, or Jagan joined in 68 or 67, right? At that time, I joined Lucas TVS. We were considered the best company in the world on quality, because our rejection was 6%, whereas my competitor is 15%. Whereas today we are talking about PPM. So it's a relative term, so you need to understand this. Right? Right. So the changing business scene, I'm not going to that. Internet growth and technology. Internet is covering everything, right? That people can know what's happening. Like I saw a video long ago where one person, the wife goes on a holiday and tells her husband, I cooked your breakfast, I'll come back day after tomorrow. You had a surgery, don't take anything outside. After she goes, this fellow rings up the pizza restaurant or something, wants to order. The girl takes the phone and answers, what do you want? He describes something. He says, sorry sir, according to the Aadhaar card, you went through a surgery. We are not supposed to give you this food. Otherwise, we'll be fined. It's imagination. This is what's going to happen. Next stage, finally, he shouts at her. She says, don't shout at me. You were put in prison 6 months ago for misbehaving like this with another girl in a different place. So be careful. Finally, agrees and agree to order green pepper masala, whatever it is. Then he asks, please deliver. The girl says, it will take 40 minutes for me to deliver because my delivery boy is not there. You already got a BMW, driver Kupusamy is already there. This is his cell phone number. Can I ask him to come and collect it? The fellow got annoyed. How do you know? This is the right of information, internet connectivity, everything is there. The next he says, finally, okay, take the credit card, give the credit card number. She says, it's 1,40,000 due. It is invalid, sir. Kindly send cash. So he puts the phone, goes to the fridge and takes the breakfast prepared by his wife. So this is the level of connectivity. So nothing secret in this world, right? You also saw in today's paper, right? Some politicians' photographs are flowing around. So you can't just, so you have to be very careful. So nothing secret about it. So we are living in that type of world. Oh, sorry. Right? I told you about information. And today what's happening, running business is speed. Survival of the fittest is no more valid. I always say survival of the fastest. Yuvraj is fit, but is not fast enough to be in T20. He is there because of his relationship with so many people. Right? That's what I see. He is not able to move. Right? Like that, so many fit people. If industries are not fast enough, then your competitor, you are not going to be in business. So how are you going to run the business is the question. Right? The next one is emergence of digital. Everything is digitalized. I mean, you can now factories on simulation, so you need not build the factory. You can see everything yourself. Even education, training, like what you people are doing. I am reaching to the supervisor on a course. This is the way we have to do, because you have got to reach out to people. Nobody will come and learn from you. That those are gone, except the college, where it's a revenue mechanism, not learning mechanism, right? That's a different business. Whereas in this case, you're going to reach to people. You're going to go to I say now training at doorstep. This is what I'm trying to launch in somewhere else. Training at doorsteps. The trainer should be available at the doorstep. You don't expect them to come to some place and get trained. Not possible. So that's what is happening. So today, if you want to survive in this Make in India business, knowledge is power. And leaders must become a coach, not a command and control like early days. When I joined Lucas TVS, factory manager was like Gabbar Singh, right, with big mustache days like that. And today, size doesn't matter. Even Rahane can score runs, right? So you know the stature is not, it is the skill that is what is needed. Customer come first, everyone, right. Now let's go to the next one, right. And the quality, there's a big change. Jagan made a mention about if you want to make in India, it is not product quality. It is not fit customer satisfaction, because you cannot read customers. I want to tell you very plainly. What is acceptable today is not acceptable to customer tomorrow. So no point in talking about customer, right? What you need India is, people should come to India. That is, I call it a source in India. That should be the topic outside India. It is not make in India. Only the make in India if I don't want to source from India. If you want to source in India, quality has to be zero defect. There is no question of violation on that. It is not something you can counter it by pricing it low. No. So quality moved from product quality to process quality to innovation. Today innovation, new products are needed. Nobody wants to have the same cell phone. After 3 months it goes out of circulation. So finally it is organization quality. Then please come back to Jagan's point. It is organization is India. How we Indian people become quality minded, right? Including the politicians, including the business people, including the worker. You need a change. For example, we are saying we are competing between industry, like Ashok Leyland has to compete with Daimler, Bharat Benz. We are not saying Indian worker has to compete with the Japanese worker. Then only India will move. Indian politician have to compete with the foreign politician. Then only Make in India can happen. Indian bankers have to compete with other bankers. Then only it will happen. You ignore all those things. Simply say industry will compete. It will not happen. Because the industry is made of people. It's all the people, all sectors. Indian designers should compete. How do I come? My design is faster than a fellow in Germany. My IT is better in timing for others. This is what we should do if you want to have Make in India should happen, right? And if you see business, phenomenal changes happens in 1990. The largest one that has changed is aircraft travel. This is what I picked up from somewhere. Phenomenal, everything except where it has gone down rightly is the mortality rate. That's good. There's no point in putting it on the other side of the thing. So that's what's happening. So competitiveness is what is important, the market race. So what is this make in India? India, today's competitive global environment is starting from a position that is far from advantageous. That's what Jagan mentioned in his speech. It is long-term prospects. It's not going to happen tomorrow. Simply putting posters will not bring quality in organizations. Simply celebrating safety week, quality week, I am very clear on that. Those companies are very weak on those subjects because they are not weekly events. They are a permanent event. You don't celebrate heart week only this week. I look after my heart. Next week is kidney week. The third week is, right? You don't do that. It is human being perfection. So that's what we should look at. That's what should happen. But this gives you awareness. Not that the week is wrong. But we forget after the week. That is wrong. Right? What we need is robust and growing domestic demand. That's our advantage. Strong base on entrepreneurs. Right? Tamil sollirukkom. Therekadal odiyum. There 5,000 years ago we have done. Right? Indians are everywhere other than in India. Right? We are there everywhere. If India has to make in India, we have to own India. This is my concept. If we don't own India, how do we make it in India? Because even in India, out of 120 crores, 60 crores are foreigners. Because we ourselves are foreigners. We don't own India. We behave well the moment we leave this world, shore. We are a perfect gentleman. The moment we come here, we don't bother about discipline. Even educated people who wears business attire cross the red line. I see every day. Oh. So let's have an introspection. It's not government. Let's not blame government. What is government? Government is all our people. Government is not something created by God. It's all our own people who have become doing that process. So what are we doing about it? We have to go on ourselves. That's the concept you should understand. It is cheap in India. It is not cheap in India. I want to tell you that. Right? You say only labor cost you compare. But you don't compare labor productivity. Right? What 5 people do in Germany, 1 person does in 5. Here in India, 5 people do it. You say you are cheap? No. So we need labor productivity. Labor has to be properly told. He is willing to do. He has guided wrongly. Right? How can you have union in a university? Right? People go for education. I was telling in a college last week, this bus day. Bus day doesn't mean sit on the bus and travel. Bus day means why not adopt the bus, clean the bus on that day. We don't have the courage to say that. We only talk on platforms like this. We need courage in this society to point out what is wrong and correct it. Otherwise, Make in India will not happen. By the time next Prime Minister may come or the same Prime Minister will be there, these things will go. But Make in India should happen means we as Indians have to own India. Right? But a lot of things have been done by government, R&D, right? And then investments, projects. MSME is playing a very important role, right? And as Jagan said, we are only 16%. The Prime Minister has said 25% we have got to reach. This all can happen. Now, what we are saying is we are capable people. The message coming out all these things is we Indians are capable. We are not inferior to anybody. How come we are able to perform outside India and not inside India? It is not government. It is we are going to own. If you go to Japan, what they do? They all go outside India, then they come back and build the country. Our people who are going outside India have to come back and build this country. Then India will move. Otherwise, we go there and take my grandson, great-grandson and other grandson and settle in America. It will not happen. We have to come back after visiting our education, come and build this country. Because nobody else will build this country. Don't think the Japanese or the Russians or the French or the Germans are come here to build this country. No, they are not coming here to build this country. We are going to build this country. That means we need to own this country. That's the message. I am not going to, because time is a problem. So key challenges, especially MSME, is high cost of credit, collateral requirements, limited access to equity capital, problem to supply to government. Even government department doesn't want MSME. Right? On one side they promote MSME, the other say no, sorry, we want a reputed organization. Right? Procurement of raw materials at competitive cost, lack of access to global market, lot of things are there. I'm going to leave these things, branding and marketing. And some survey was done. What are the challenges faced by Indian SMEs? The very first one is depth of easy finance and credit terms. This is what the previous speaker was trying to help out to ease it out. That's the biggest problem. Nothing can be done without money, right? So you need that. And we have got a notorious way of a character. I borrow, I don't repay. We can see many people crores and crores are there, whose money it is all there, right? Anyway, we are going to, don't blame the bankers for that. We are not organized ourselves, we are not truthful to ourselves, we are not followed the business ethics. That's what we should change as a human beings. Limiting all those things are there. The next one is dearth of easy finance. The biggest thing what came as a problem is complex collateral required to obtain. That is the biggest one. Then if you come to limiting regulatory for ease of doing business, absence of common regulatory body is not there. If you come to unavailability of modern technology, there is limited interaction between technical providers and seekers. Then lack of reliable power, right? Power is not there, roads are not there, so we have a problem. But still it will all be there in a developing country. Let's not blame problem, right? It's all be there. We have to come over, as he said, the last 60, 70 years, we have come a long way. If you see what all we have produced and what we are producing, India has come a long way, right? So let us not lose faith in our own country, in our own capability. All we need to know is work as with the discipline. What is missing is discipline in our country, right? So we expect a lot of things to happen, introducing regulatory reforms, access to modern affordable technology, improvement of basic structure, access to marketing platforms, introducing labor law reforms. So what is the approach? Policy initiatives, government has already done a lot, like Udayami helpline, increasing vocational training center, implementing recommendation of national manufacturing competitive programs, and promoting innovation. This is very important. We have got to innovate. Previous speaker was talking about innovation. You need to innovate. You can't have the same thing going on and on and on. We can't be a second lane to somebody. If you want to be ahead of others, we have got to create new products. We have got to bring in new products, right? So, a lot of things are happening today in the world. You can see some of the products I just listed, right? It's all happening now. So, like that, we have to come with the new products, how we are going to really bring in the new concept. Lastly, I just want to come to the point. Technology, ICT, you can't get away from that. Internet communication technology is mandatory. That's what the previous speaker put, the supply chain, right? From end to end, B to B. This is very important. Smart factories are necessary. Virtual factories will be no need. Somebody will be doing design, somebody will do the manufacturing, assembly will be somewhere, the market may be in Brazil. So we are a global people, design future, this is what is going to happen. So these are the areas you should take advantage. Sustainable manufacturing, very important, environmental usage, otherwise you cannot survive, and high performance on the equipment. Because a lot of capacity is there in India. I was in NPC yesterday. You must go and see the amount of infrastructure they have created but not used. So like that in India you create so many infrastructure not used, still crying. Whose fault? It's our own fault. So how do we need a mechanism to integrate all these things and use it. That's where the government and the professionals should come. And R&D is very vital, and India is hardly doing 1.7%. We want to be make in India, we might come a better product. In my opinion, we should do around 4 to 4.5%. Then only India will be able to source, others will come as source in India. That's what should happen. That's what will come, right? We have to implement world-class practices. We can't have a 1942 Factories Act and satisfy 2020 customers. Impossible, just impossible, right? We need to understand this. Same way we have to move. Now people are talking about lean or digital manufacturing. Same way quality, we are all talking about TQM. That's what should come. Building people, this is very important. Finally, who makes the difference? Air India also buys Boeing and Airbus. Emirates also buying the same Boeing and Airbus, same company. They don't give less engine to Air India. How come Emirates is better and why not Air India? It's the people who make the difference. So even India, country is very good. Who makes the difference? It's people. Only we make our country better or poorer. It is not anybody else. It is not government. It is not political parties. If you want to change, we can change. It's now in our hand. So we must believe in that. Management competencies have to be built. Technical competencies have to be built. Workplace competencies are needed. Academic competencies are needed. And personal effectiveness. This is where the ethics come into picture. If we build this, Make in India will be successful. So that is not difficult, but it takes time, right? Last one, right? I saw 3 levels are there. First is review manufacturing. Second is gain global competitiveness. And third is climb globally. This cannot happen overnight. Please don't think next 2 years make in India, everybody will be here and India will be the number one in the world. No way. It will take another 20 years. In my opinion, it will take another 20 years. But we are going to take the first step. If we don't take the first step, we will never be there. So we are going to first revive manufacturing. Manufacturing wants its place. Just have to come, right? And second, gain global competitiveness. And there are success stories. One is IT. The other is, a couple of weeks ago, I was in Mahendragiri. I was addressing the ISRO scientists on quality. You must say to believe what the scientists have done. We don't know. The scientists, how they have created the space, you must go and see, right? How is it come they are able to become one of the top 4 or 5 in the world with the same politicians, with the same political system, with the same infrastructure? So who is to be blamed? It's our mind. So if everything is mind, if you set your mind, you can make it. Manam irundal, margam undu. So you are going to put your mind. Blame panninde irundha, blame panninde irukkalam. So let's stop blaming, start building India. Stop blaming. Please don't blame anybody. That's all happened. Past is experience, past is knowledge, present is experience, future is challenge. So let us stop blaming, start building India. That's the campaign we will do. Own India. These are the 2 things if we do. I don't think we have got enough intelligent people, enough knowledgeable people, and I don't think India intellectually is weak. India intellectually and character is a very strong country. All we need is discipline. Like Annathra sonnapla kadamai ganniyam kattupadu. Annathra said 3 things. Right? Do your job. Kadamai. Ganniyam. You must be, right? Yes. And discipline. Right? This is what you need. If you don't have this, nothing can be done. So let us do that, gentlemen. Finally, what I am saying is, India also has got a bad concept now. I always, wherever I go, I say this. Let's move from screen to scene. Husband is in America, wife in Australia. Both of them want to have a child. They simultaneously enter the computer. The child is born in a printer in Singapore. We can't work like that. It is a question of touch and feel. So you got to touch the customer, touch the people, touch the product, touch the labor, touch the government. So go to Gemba, please. I'm not saying computer is against, please. It should be used intelligently. Otherwise, half the time, we are all taught, Jagan, we all know each other over the last 40 years. We used to use a technique called MBWA, management by walking around. We use shop floor, we all walk around the shop floor. Today also MBWA, management by WhatsApp. Right? That won't work. That won't work, gentlemen. Please, management by walk around, go around your shop floor, go and visit your employees, go and visit your customer, go and visit your competitor, go to the world, get the knowledge and convert the knowledge. Okay? This is what I wanted to say. And last, Nambur illadade kadayadu. Urgudi, Terulpum. Right? Again we do something. Some people pull, some people touch, some people pray from distance. This is not correct. If India has to be built, நம்ம எல்லாரும் எழுத்தாதான் இந்த India build பண்ண முடியும். Poor Prime Minister alone have very good intentions and making lot of efforts, but that has to succeed only if all of us can join in this race. Let us join in this race, stop blaming, start building India. Thank you.